Today we are working on the FJ finally, but we are just doing maintenance. If you don't know, this thing has 200,000 miles, so you definitely need to keep up with your maintenance. So we're going to start with oil. Now, some of you might have seen this in Walmart and say that this is crap oil, but I've been using SuperTech for years, and it's actually, let me see if it says it on here. I wish it said it, but there's enough evidence online when people do the oil testing and compare it to other oils that it compares to the leading brand like Mobil 1, AMSOIL, and all that jazz. So since this car has over 200,000 miles, you gotta get the high mileage full synthetic. Now, what we're also doing is cabin air filter. And let me squeeze right over here. We're also gonna do spark plugs. And of course, change out the oil filter. Now, the only thing that's missing is an air filter. But mine over here, I actually have not checked it yet. So let's go check out this baby right now. So if you have a TRD intake, you'll need a 4mm Allen wrench. And as I'm doing this, hope everyone's having a great day, making good decisions. All right, let's look at that. That definitely looks like it needs some cleaning. So we can go ahead and clean this out. We also may need to replace this silicone fitting because this looks like it needs to be cracking. You know what I'm actually going to do, guys, is replace this air filter and this. So we'll go ahead and order that. For now, we're going to complete the oil change and spark plugs. Then remove this cover. Most Japanese cars, all they require is just a 10mm. So all you need to do is just to crack it loose. Nothing crazy. That's it. Pull. And I like to put all my bolts back so I just don't lose it. So if you're ever curious on what the motor looks like, that's what it looks like. A little dirty, but that's the job. Now, to change the spark plugs are not that hard. It may need some finessing, but it's a V6, so that means there's 3 on one side and there's 3 on another side. I'm sure most of you know how to do an oil change, but just in case you don't, what I always do first is crack off the fill cap so the motor can breathe a little bit. So as you just do like that. And the great thing about this FJ is that the oil filter is right on top. Now the bad thing though is that when you unscrew this, it could potentially leak oil all the way down there. But Toyota made this little hole. The bad thing about this hole is that it will drip right onto the belts. So what I would like to do is either put a cup down there, or you can just stuff a bunch of rags like that. So when it does drip, it'll drip onto the rag and soak that up. So find something to catch your oil with. Stick it under there. Once you're under here, the oil drain plug is right here. So go straight down. And I have the car on an incline so that when it drips down towards the back. I will have to guess that this is a 14. Let's see if I'm right. Haha, it is a 14. Cool. You may need an extension for this. There we go. Let's grab that rag from earlier, because I know I'm gonna have a little mess. Woo. Got that. And we're gonna hope that this is hand tight. Oh, that is not hand tight. At least for me it's not. So I'm gonna grab an oil filter wrench. Alright, we're having issues pulling this off. I'm actually denting the oil filter. So we're gonna keep trying this. And worst case scenario, sticking a screwdriver to the side and screwing it off. go. Some persuasion. And if you hear that lightning, it's about to storm, so you need to hurry this up. Drop that oil. Clean this all up. Got the old one. Make sure you put some oil around it, just like that. And obviously, you hear some rain, so I'm just gonna hurry up and finish this. Remember to always replace the washer and to always thread this on first by hand before you do it by ratchet. Okay, let's go start this up. Sounds good to me. Cool. Let that run for a little bit. Alright, so I got Charlie here with me. He looks kind of sad because unfortunately he's on the leash. And don't worry guys, this is very flexible. There's like no effort at all to pull, so he's okay. So we're gonna be working on the FJ. Let me unlock the truck. And I have a feeling Charlie's gonna try to jump in thinking that we're gonna go to the dog park or something. But we are not, buddy, sorry. So what we're gonna do is finish off what we did from yesterday, which is the spark plugs on each side. So what we're gonna do is just crack this loose. If you're curious what the screw looks like that holds the spark plugs, this is what it is. And since I'm short, it's actually kind of hard to work on the motor because this truck is lifted a little bit. And I'm not sure the last time when these plugs were pulled out. So these connectors give some trouble. And a small tip to get this spark plug out is pop off this vacuum line right here, and you should have more room this to pull this out, just like that. So I'm gonna do this one by one, see how everything looks. And we'll be using the 5/8 spark plug socket for reference. Anyone's trying to do this. Not sure that's a good thing, but that was extremely loose. One of the reasons why I like buying used cars is that it's always an adventure. Because when you buy something without much knowledge of it, other than what the person told you, it's always fun to uncover if they were telling the truth or not. Another thing I like about this FJ is that it's a giant box. So you know what that means? At least I know. It's basically like a giant table. And remember to always screw on anything you screw back in by hand before using any type of ratchet or power tool, because you don't want to cross thread. It's not a fun thing to do. I'm also starting to notice that a lot of these hoses on this truck starting to dry out, so I may have some problems in the future, but at least I'm aware. This is kind of odd how some spark plugs are loose. So as you can see on the passenger side, it's the easiest side because everything is exposed. Just take each one out, unplug each one. Here's the moment of truth. If everything worked out the way it should have. Kind of nervous. Christmas lights and... Ooh, that was a little long to start up, but no check engine light. So we're gonna do a test drive and get some food because I'm starving and it's that time. So I'll check back with you guys if anything happens. Alrighty, I got my Chipotle, and so far, this drive has been really good. We had a little hesitation we started last time. Let's see about it now. Much better, started right up. So far everything feels great. You hear that? It's time to be a big girl now. But yeah, so far everything feels great. The car feels like brand new. I don't know if it's just a placebo effect knowing that I changed the oil and changed the spark plugs, but car feels really smooth. Alright, so I think I'm gonna end this video right here. Appreciate you guys all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.